welcome or welcome back to my channel. I want to share with you all today the two eye looks that I did achieve with the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Earth palette, which looks like this. And this is what was used on my left side, all Juvia's Place products. And on the right side, I used the 35U Gilded Desert by Morphe. And this is how it looks. And all of the products that were used on the right side of my face are Morphe products. So if you would like to see how I achieve this look, please stay tuned. Also, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. I hope that you enjoy the remainder of your day. Again, thank you for tuning in to my channel. Bye-bye. Good afternoon. Today we are going to play in a little bit of makeup. So I do have two separate brands that I want to play around with today. So one side will be one brand and one side will be the other brand, of course. So on the left side, I'm going to try to remember to use only Juvia's Place makeup on this side, and then the right side will be Morphe. There are some items that I don't have in either brand, which are face powder, setting powders, and finishing powders. So those will be brands set totally different from what we're playing around with today. But for my palettes, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place Nubian Earth palette on my left side. This is the packaging. This is how the actual palette looks. And these are the eyeshadow shades that are in here. So we get 12 shades. Looks like we have 6 shimmer shades. This marble shade is also a shimmer. And then we have 3 mattes. So the box says, this gorgeous palette features highly pigmented shades, perfect for day or night looks. So again, 12 shades. This is the Nubian Earth palette. Okay, so for the Juvia side, I have 3 of their shade sticks in the shades Jacmel, Mozambique, and Addis Ababa. So I'm going to swatch. This is Jacmel. The second one is Mozambique. Last one is Addis Ababa. And that is how they look. So normally I use shade sticks for contouring. So because these are light, I know that I won't be able to do that with these. I do have 2 shades of their foundation. I have Nairobi and Kampala. The first one is Kampala and the second one is Nairobi. So to me, Kampala is a little bit darker than Nairobi. One looks to be a tone or a half tone up from my shade, and one is a tone or a half tone lighter than my shade. So I may have to mix those together. We'll see. I do have the Juvia's Place Serafina blush that looks like this. I have their highlight, the Tribe Highlighter Volume 2, and it looks like this. So I'm not sure exactly what products I'm going to play with from Juvia's in addition to the palette. I'm just taking out all of the possible options that I have. And I'm just wiping this off before I get it on something. And then I have the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Dark. And it looks like this. And I normally mix those two together. I have the blushed palettes in the shade volume 1 and 2. This is volume 1. This is volume 2. And then I also have the Saharan volumes 1 and 2. This is volume 1. And this is volume 2. And the last of the Juvia's products is going to be their lipsticks. I have the shades In Vogue and Mademoiselle. So this first one is In Vogue. I'm gonna make sure I don't have product. Of course, the last one is Mademoiselle. So they are nude shades. So Mademoiselle is a lighter tone. Okay. So that is it for the left side, which is the Juvia's Place products. On the right side, we have the Morphe 35U Gilded Desert Palette. This is what the packaging looks like. This has 35 shades. It says bronze bears all. These deep metallics, toasty terracottas, cool tone neutrals, and sultry nudes take those smoking hot looks of yours from sun-kissed days to bronzy nights. And this is how it looks. So I see possibility of 14 shimmer shades, which leaves 21 mattes. And then for Morphe, or from this collection, I also purchased the Bronze Show bronzer. It's in the shade Cocoa Wow. I say that every time. Cocoa Woe. And this is how it looks. The other bronzer is Mocha Moment. And one is light and one is dark. I also purchased the highlighter Glow Show in the shade Dripping Gold. When I tried to swatch this, I watched a video actually. It comes off pretty good. But it is kind of dry in here. So you have to rub it a bit to actually get something off. But in case I don't like that highlighter, I do have 2 more highlighters. I have the shade Stardust from Morphe. Which looks like this. And it gives off colors as if it's a monochromatic color. Because it kind of gives off pink and purple once you put it on. That's that one. And then the other one is Desi Danger. And it looks like this. And it's just a pink highlighter. So it doesn't give off any other shades when the light hits it. And then I do have 2 Morphe face palettes. I have the HD and HR palettes. This is HD. So you get 2 blushes, 2 highlighters, a brightener, 2 bronzers, and a contour. And then this is how the HR palette looks. And the makeup is the same. 2 blushes, 2 highlighters, 1 brightener, 2 bronzers, and a contour. Now, I have not done anything to prep my face, so I am going to take some time to do that. I haven't sculpted my eyes or anything to prepare for this actual video. I decided to do it on a whim, so I'll be right back. And when I come back, I will have both my eyes and my face prepped and ready to go. Okay, I am back. So I have prepped my face. I have completed my sculpting my eyebrows. I cleaned them up. I did forget to mention that I do have 2 concealers from Morphe, and I have 3 from Juvia's Place. So the concealers that I have from Morphe are Peak of Golden and Peak of Tawny. The darker shade is Peak of Tawny. And then for the Juvia's Place, I have the shades 10, 11, and this one is 14. So 10, 11, and 14. I did go ahead and clean up underneath my brow with shade number 11, which is this middle shade. Now, I'm not sure if I will be using these to brighten my under eye as of yet. I'll try, because the Morphe ones look kind of light, but I'll try just to see how they're going to come out. So because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start with my right side, which is the Morphe 35U Gilded Desert palette. And when I open it up, there are several colors that catch my eye, mainly because these are normally colors that I gravitate to. I'm still kind of new to getting into actual colors. I would normally stay with neutrals. So I am going to use a brown shade as my transition shade. And I think I'm gonna go in with Dawn to Dusk is one of the lighter ones, and then the lightest one from that would be Dune Buddy. So one of 2 of these. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. So I'm gonna take one of my I think I'm gonna use one of my BH Cosmetics brushes. But I want to use a small brush because I want to see how this color is going to come off. So this is a really small brush. This is a BH Cosmetics number 8. It's a collection, but I can't remember which one it is. So I'm going to try to go in with the Dusk to Dawn. I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush and kind of put that into my crease area. And I really like the way that looks on my skin tone. So I'm going to switch brushes. It's still a Real Techniques brush, but it's brush number 7. It's a little bit wider than that one. So I am packing this color, but I'm also blending it as I pack it as well. And I don't want to lose my concealer. So I'm just going to go back over that with the concealer shade. And I'm just going to blend it a little bit with my blending brush, because I don't want to take my eyeshadow any further than how I'm taking it. Now I'm going to switch over to a number 6 brush, because I want to blend it, but I want it to be like a soft blend. I don't want it to be too harsh. And I'm not bringing it all the way over. It's more than halfway though, but it's not completely covering my eyelid. And I want to try to make this as straight as I can so that you can still see my concealer underneath there. And I started off using this as my transition shade, but because I liked the way it looked on my skin tone, I decided to use it as my lid shade. Let's see. I'm going to clean my brush off because I know I'll be using that brush a couple of times throughout this look. I want to swatch some of the shimmer shades before putting them on my eyelid. They're very pretty so far. Where did I stop? 3, 4, 5. Okay. It looks like 2 are actual. Not sure if they're shimmers, but I can see the glitter in them. So these are the ones that I swatched them weird. So I'm sorry. These are the ones that I swatched. So on this side, I think I want to take Blazing Heat, which is this one right here. And I think I want to put that one on. So I'm going to take a flat brush like this one. I'm going to take some of my NYX glitter glue. Not a lot. And I'm just covering the portion of my eye where I want to lay a glitter or shimmer down. Actually, I've changed my mind. I think I want to use Naked Ambition, which is this champagne color right here. I may use both, but I want to put Naked Ambition on the outer corner. And then on that inner corner, I'm going to put Blazing Heat, which is the color I wanted to go in with at first. And Morphe shadows, to me, you'll get different opinions because I guess it depends on the individual and their skin type. But Morphe shadows to me are very soft and they're very pigmented as well. Now Juvia's Place eyeshadows are my favorite, but Morphe would be next in line. So I did use the 2 colors. I want to go back in with that Dawn to Dusk that I used before. And just kind of break up the harsh lines from that second shimmer shade. And remember, I didn't, from that transition or that lid shade, I didn't bring it all the way over because I wanted it to show the lighter color, which is really my concealer, and go into that actual darker color. And then on my corners, I am going to put the Sahara Nights on, which is this color right here. Let's see what kind of brush. So I think I'm going to use this smaller brush. And I'm using this because I can also use this as a liner. So I'm using that Sahara Nights to line my eye. And to do a little wing on the end. And then we can clean this up with concealer once we go in to do our face or complexion products. So that is it for this side. Simple. I think I'm going to clean this up now. I'm going to go back in with my concealer brush, which is normally a flat-ended brush. And I'm just going to kind of brush off from underneath there first because I have a little bit of fallout. And I'm just going to clean underneath there with that concealer. I'll let that dry for a little bit. Trying to see if I want to finish this side or move on to the other side. I think I'll finish this side. So I did go ahead and moisturize my face. I used the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. But I am going to prime my face. So on one side, I'm going to use the e.l.f. primer. And on the other side, I'll use the Milk primer. So I'm going to take my sponge and just blend that concealer out. And I'm going to take a little bit of this e.l.f. primer and spread it on the right side of my face. Okay. And I guess we can let that dry and then move on to my left side. And I may smudge some eyeshadow underneath here. I'm not sure yet. But right now, this is the final look for this side. So again, these are the Juvia's Place eyeshadows. And I want to swatch the shimmers in here as well. Ooh. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a brown color at the bottom that kind of looks like a shimmer. And I want to swatch this one. So right away, This color right here has definitely caught my eye. And it actually looks white in the pan. But when the light hits it, it has blue and looks like green and purple in there. So I think for this palette, I think I'm going to start off with this beige color as my transition. And I may go into this darker color right here. We shall see. Uh-oh. It's stuck. Trying to get the cover off. I just want to see what this lighter shade gives. And it's really the same tone as my concealer, so you can barely see it. So I'm going to go in with that second shade. It's a little bit darker. But not really. And I'm using this as my lid shade. But I think for the most part, it's only gonna show on the tail end of my look. So what I'm going to do, where is my, I may have to use some makeup remover. I normally use Vaseline, but today I'm going to try to use, this is just a makeup remover that I picked up from TJ Maxx or Marshalls a while ago. So I'm trying to use this to cut my crease with, to get that makeup off. And I'll let that dry. And then once it dries, I'm going to use this cut crease canvas. And then I may use the glitter glue on top of it. Not decided yet. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this cut crease canvas and put it on my hand, and that's still too much. So I'm going to try not to pick up too much of it. I think I'm going to use another. is not as straight as I want it to be. So I'm gonna see if I can clean it up with some of that eyeshadow that we originally put on the lid. I'm going to take my brush and press in that cut crease canvas. Ooh, my eyes about to run. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little of that NYX glue. My eyes running, y'all. Gonna take that same brush. And let that dry a little bit. Hopefully my eye will be done running. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with that little brush that I used earlier. I'm gonna use that one first just to see how I'm able to lay my product. And I try to start from the bottom and work my way up to make sure that I'm staying as close in the line as possible. And filling in everything, especially where my creases are. Oh, my eyes running. Sorry. And now I'm just going back in, filling in those sparse areas where the glitter may not have gone. And I know that this was the first color that caught my eye, but I do see some more colors that I might want to play with. So I think this color is a pressed glitter and the other shades are shimmer shades. That's what it is. So I'm going to go into a shimmer shade. See if I can just kind of feel that space in. And then go back in with that transition or lid color. And I'm trying to see if I want to add a color to that. I'm not sure. So I think I'm liking this side better, but not sure, because this pressed glitter doesn't give off on camera what it gives off in person, because it just looks white on camera, but it's multi-chrome. It looks like to me. It's not a dual chrome because it's showing a couple of colors when the light hits it. But I'm going to move on to this side of my face. So I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip on this side. And I will say I think the milk dries faster than the e.l.f. But as far as everything else, they're the same to me. I haven't found many differences in them. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. While that's drying, we're going to go back to our right side where we agreed that we were going to use Morphe products. So I do have two Morphe foundations. One of them is 4.20. The other one is 4.30. These are both matte products. I feel like this one is closer to my shade, which is the 4.30. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. I'm going to take a brush and just apply some on my face. And that is all of Morphe that I'm going to apply. And I'm going to take a brush and just blend that in. Normally I use a big brush that has a flat end to it. I also have a smaller one that I use. But I recently purchased a set of the Sonia Kashuk brushes. And this is the flat, rounded foundation brush that comes with that set. Yeah, and it just says flat top foundation. So I'm going to use this to mesh the product on my face. Don't know how I feel about their foundation. It does dry really fast. I can definitely say that. But it does give good coverage. I wouldn't say that it is my exact tone, because it doesn't, well, it's matte, so that may be why. I really don't wear matte foundations. And then on this side, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place Kapala. I'll put a little bit of it on. And I'm going to put a little bit of the Nairobi with it, because it didn't really give me close to my skin tone at all. And I really don't use this foundation either, so I don't think I'm going to let it dry down like I did the Morphe. And right now, I'm not liking either of these foundations. So I'll see what I can do with it. Yeah, I don't think either of these are my shade. We'll see what I can do. Let me get a wipe. Excuse me. So on my right side, I have two Morphe Concealers. So the first one was Peak of Golden. So this one is Peak of Tawny. So Peak of Golden and Peak of Tawny. I feel like I like Peak of feel like I like Peak of Tawny better. So I'll put that on. Gonna take this setting brush from Real Techniques. It's the brush number 402, and I'm going to start to blend this in. Hopefully not to mess up the wing that I did on this side. Now again, I do not have a setting powder from either brand. Sorry. So I am going to use a little bit of Peak of Tawny just in my inner corner. And I'll go ahead and mix this one. And I think their products, Morphe products, dry down really fast. And then on this side, I'm going to use 10 and 11 concealers from Juvia's Place. So I'm going to use a little bit of this Sasha Buttercup. I normally pour some in the top. Just a little bit. I tap some on the brush, and then I tap my brush. And then I'm just placing it in the areas where I have concealed. Then I'm going to move over to this side. And I'm going to do the darker one first, which is number 11. Haven't decided which one I'm going to use down the bridge of my nose. Okay, so I'm gonna set this side of my face. I'm gonna use a brush to get this excess powder off of me. And I'll say the left side looks a little bit more golden than the right side to me. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna use this Juvia's Place bronze palette. Just going back over it so that there are no harsh lines. And then for the right side, I'm going to use the 8R palette, which is the That's Rich palette. I'm going to mix, I'm going to mix the last two shades. So those two. So this one has a little bit more of a burgundy tint to it versus the Juvia's Place one. I also want to try to set underneath my contour. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me 360. Mocha is the shade. And I'm using another Real Techniques brush. It's 001. And I'm just using this to bring some color back to me, because this foundation, which is not my shade, made me look very pale. I got makeup everywhere. I am going to, I think I'm gonna wing out this shade, this side. And the darkest shade they have over here is this brown shade, and it does have some glitter in it, so I'm gonna use that one. So it's probably so dark of a brown that it's going to come off to to resemble a black. Off. I think I want to contour my nose with number 10 in Juvia's place. And my eye is running. And I think I'm going to use this brown to kind of join the end of the wing. I think I'm going to smoke underneath my bottom lash as well. My eye is watery, so I'm gonna have to wait until it dries to fix this side because it is really watering. I'm gonna use a sponge to blend out the concealer on my nose, and then I'm gonna go in using this bronzer palette and contour my nose. I'm waiting on my eye to dry so that I can fix this side. Okay, what did I do with it? And I'll let that dry just a little bit. Looks like, what did I do with my, did I lose it? It's gotta be here somewhere. I'm looking for my concealer brush. I think I dropped it a while ago. Yeah, I did. But it's okay. We are almost done with this look. So last things we have are highlighter and blush. Run again, please. This is the reality of what you deal with when you putting your makeup on, I guess. Because my eye keeps running. And there's no more, I didn't add any new product on this brush. Just going back over my face, making sure that there are no harsh lines. I gotta get this to stop because I normally spray my face and then go back in with, oh, this is just gonna be a mess with my eye running. God. Okay. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and hopefully I'll be back so that I can finish my face.